and it's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to STP's Towns Conference here in Paisley. And you'll no doubt have seen, those who've been on the walking tour, looked around Paisley, or even this building, seen the magnificent buildings and heritage that are here in Paisley. And we're also in Paisley, which is now home to Scotland's newest, most recent business improvement district. So very much living up to the slogan of the conference, proud past, positive future. This is the largest ever Towns Conference we've had. It's a very busy programme. And obviously we welcome you all here. We welcome our principal sponsor, Land Engineering, and our hosts, Renfrewshire Council. Our partner is the Scottish Government, and there are a range of other sponsors, supporters and exhibitors, and you'll see full details of those around in terms of today on the overheads and also in the booklets you've got in your packs. This has been a significant year for Scotland's towns. We've had the Town Centre Action Plan a year ago or so. We've had the Town Centre Action Plan 1 year on review fairly recently. We've had agreement in terms of Town Centre First and introduction of Town Centre First beyond retailing into planning. We've seen debates about towns in Parliament, various demonstration projects going on, alignment within government and outside government about focus on Scotland's towns. And STP has now been seen as the go-to organisation for Scotland's towns, connecting and amplifying all of the work that's going on in towns and the voices and actions that are very much underway. So we're delighted to be here today, delighted to see such a great turnout. Today's conference has a range of different activities. We have some set pieces to start. We have some town shorts and discussion sessions. One of the ethos we're trying to build in STP is about coordination, linkage, about learning and engagement. And hopefully in the sessions you'll connect and discuss, and there's little bits of feedback we want that we'll try and summarize towards the end of the day. There's various drop-in sessions. You'll see the signs on there. We'll explain those as we go along. And there's obviously the exhibitions around the place. There's a fringe program which we encourage you to go to in the early part of this afternoon. We have various panel discussions and a keynote and a wrap-up towards the end of the day. A very busy, intensive, and hopefully engaging and useful program. So without any further ado, I'd like to move into the set-piece part of the conference, the first part of the conference, and introduce you to our first presenter who's going to give the formal welcome into Paisley. Councillor Mark Macmillan is a member of the Labour Party and was first elected to serve on Renfrewshire Council in May 1999. Following the recent government elections in May 2012, Mark was elected leader of Renfrewshire Council, and he's also a non-executive director and member of NHS Greater Glasgow and the Clyde Health Board. If you could welcome Mark Macmillan to the stage, please.
Thank you, Lee. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Paisley. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you here today, to welcome you to Scotland's largest town and to Scotland's largest conference on town centre issues and the flagship event for Scotland's Towns Week. I'm delighted to be able to host this event here in Paisley Town Hall, one of the jewels in Paisley's architectural crown. The theme for today, as you've heard, is a proud past and promising future. And for me, this building symbolises both. This Victorian-era town hall stands as a living reminder of the wealth which once poured through this town thanks to its textile-making past. Go back to the 19th century and you would find many mills within just a few miles of here turning out the cotton and a pattern which made the name Paisley known around the world. And that pattern, the Paisley pattern, is still a globally recognised brand. The families who owned the mills, the Clarks and the Coates, were known for their largesse. It was the Clark family who paid to build this magnificent town hall, which has been at the centre of Paisley both physically and culturally since 1882. Everywhere around the town, reminders of that era are still there. Our town centre boasts the second highest concentration of listed buildings of anywhere in Scotland, second only to Edinburgh. So the legacy of Paisley's past is this built heritage to be proud of. But what about its promising future? All of you know more than most that these are challenging times for the traditional town centres, and Paisley, like many others, has had to face up to that. The high street I remember growing up here is no longer the retail heart it was. It's been affected by the competition from the same sources as the high streets in all of your hometowns. However, I'm not going to stand here and simply say the internet, changes in shopping habits have killed the high street. Paisley Town Centre is not dead, it is just different. Town centres remain attractive prospects. People choose to live in them because they like to be at the heart of things, they like to be connected. And at their heart, town centres should be places where we can bring people together, and the key to achieving that is how we respond to the challenges. That means accepting that it's no longer just about retail, it's about diversification and making sure our high streets are capable of being more than just about shops. We have big plans for Paisley, plans to transform the town centre future by doing just that. And Paisley's proud past will be used to spearhead its promising future. Earlier this year, I unveiled a set of ambitious proposals aimed at using the town's internationally significant collection of heritage and cultural assets to reinvigorate the town. That will be done through several flagship projects, all leading to a bid to become the UK City of Culture in 2021. You'll hear more detail on those plans later today, but key among them will be a major project to extend and enhance Paisley Museum to turn it into the National Museum of Textile, Costume and Design and an internationally recognised museum. We are also looking at the establishment of a Paisley Fashion and Design Centre, a new theatre complex in the town centre, and work to develop the brand, the Paisley pattern, to sell the town at home and abroad. But while those projects are being planned, work is already ongoing and well advanced on many other projects which are boosting our town centres across Renfrewshire. Paisley's collection of historical and cultural artefacts, many of them bequeathed to the town by the mill owners, is so large that even an extended museum could not hold them all. That's why we're already working to put in place a new visitor attraction on the high street here in Paisley, which would take many of those items that are currently sitting in storage and put them on show. This project will bring empty retail space that has been vacant for some 8 years back into productive use, and is exactly the type of project that is being promoted by the Edinburgh Government in its Town Centre Action Plan. We hope that this is recognised in the allocation of funds through the Regeneration Capital Grant Fund, which we expect to be announced soon. Paisley High Street will create a business incubator which will support the creation of new businesses and help them get off the ground. The 4th-floor building will bring another prominent property back into use and will accommodate up to 30 start-up companies. This business incubator, run through the Council's Invest in Renfrewshire programme, will provide a retail academy and space in which to test the market by selling their products. Our Invest in Renfrewshire employability programme has already helped to halve youth unemployment in Renfrewshire in the last 2 years. In fact, we're reducing youth unemployment in Renfrewshire faster than anywhere else in the UK. And we're sure this business incubator will help to grow much needed new business and create even more jobs. We're also bringing people back into the town centre to live, with the best example of this in the new flats that you see being created in the A-listed frontage of a former department store just over the road from this building. And we regularly bring tens of thousands of people into the town centre through our events programme, which last month saw another successful staging of the Spree Arts Festival. Renfrewshire Council is also exploring and campaigning for other innovative ways to make life easier for existing and future businesses. We're working to create a simplified planning zone in Renfrew Town Centre, following on from establishing Scotland's first scheme of its kind at Hillington Park, Scotland's largest industrial estate. A simplified planning zone sends out the message we are open for business by streamlining the planning process. I am also calling for the creation of Scotland's first ever town centre enterprise zone here in Paisley to make the town a centre of excellence in the creative industries. This would allow businesses within this specified sector to access financial incentives, and I believe Paisley, home to the internationally recognised research capacity of the University of West of Scotland, would be well placed to lead the way. This new town centre enterprise zone should also be given the power to vary business rates locally to encourage new and existing businesses to grow, not be penalised as they are now by the business rates imposed centrally by government. I've called on government to give Paisley a chance to become an enterprise zone, and I look forward to the response. And as you've heard earlier, only last week we saw the establishment of a business improvement district in Paisley Town Centre after the business community came together and voted to back the bid team, Paisley First, back the bid team's plans. I look forward to working with the team in the months and years ahead. In order for our town centres to grow, we need our economy to grow as a whole. That is why Renfrewshire Council, along with the 7 other councils that make up the Clyde Valley, we have lobbied for and secured the Clyde Valley City deal, the largest of its kind in the United Kingdom, a £1.13 billion deal that will transform the economic prospects of the Clyde Valley over the next decade, create 28,000 jobs and help our businesses and therefore our town centres to thrive. So the future indeed is promising for Paisley and the other towns in Renfrewshire. However, sadly, today is not just about what we're doing here in Renfrewshire. We want to know what you're doing. We want to compare notes, find out what is happening elsewhere. I hope today will allow you to network and learn from what is working well in towns across Scotland, and the programme, I am sure, will allow you to do just that. I look forward to hearing from you about the developments in your town, and again, thank you so much for coming to Paisley, and I hope you all enjoy your day. Thank you very much.